Hello, mobsters, and welcome back to episode 15 of Mental Mix. Today I have a very special guest.
Hi guys.
Natalia, Frey, my best friend, and we're going to be talking about body image and how it's affected through social media. I know I've already talked about this with my episode about body image already, but this one is just kind of to talk about how we compare ourselves to social media. Yeah. So, have you found yourself comparing to social media pretty frequently? Like, is this something you struggle with a lot? Because you wanted to talk about it. This topic was brought to us by Natalia, not me.
Yes. All right. So, I have noticed, especially in high school, I graduated this year, so I think I can say I've experienced it a lot, especially going on freshman, sophomore year. That's when I started to get social media, Snapchat, TikTok, and that's where I began to start comparing myself to other people, especially girls in my class and stuff like that. And I constantly wanted to be like them. I wanted to look like them. That's really began affecting me a lot in my junior, senior year. But the end of my senior year and the beginning of my senior year, I've started to be more confident in my body and stuff, because I know everyone is different. The Lord made everyone different the way He wants them to be. And now I'm very happy and I'm very confident in my body.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So, do you, like you said, that in your freshman and sophomore year, you struggled more with it? And Nati and I have been friends. This is a little backstory.
Yes.
Nati and I have been friends. Nati's a year older than me, so when I was in...
I think it was sixth grade.
We started being friends. Then quarantine happened. We didn't really talk. It was just we just disconnected naturally.
Yes.
And then back when I started high school again, we reconnected, we rekindled, and we became friends again.
Yes.
And I think for most girls, I think if you haven't gone through a struggle with body image, honestly, you're just different, because most girls go through struggles with it. And I think we mostly during the same time kind of had struggles with that, except you were more vocal about it than I was.
Yeah, I was more.
Yeah.
I feel like I was more open about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to change more about it, but I remember you struggled a little bit with it too.
Yeah. During you were probably 15 and 16, I was 14 and 15, but during that time it's really important, especially when you're a freshman and sophomore going into high school, and not just on social media, this is kind of off track, but also when you go to school and in person, you see these girls, but they're 4 years older than you. You still have a lot of growing to do, and you're comparing yourself already from such a young age. And that's just so hurtful. Because I remember when we were underclassmen, I would always compare myself to the seniors and be oh my God. But then I look back at it now when I'm about to be a senior, and I'm I'm going to be 18, and I was not even 15 years old going into high school. That's not healthy to look like that at that age.
I feel like something else that also affected us was COVID. So we were online for a good year and a half for a while. And then one day you're in school and you're in front of all these people, all these girls, and you're just why did I not look like that? Why do I not fit that need? Or why do all of that stuff? You just start questioning yourself, because you really had no contact with people online, and now you just push yourself into school, and you're just even if you had masks, no masks. I know I would wear a mask a lot because I didn't my acne was just insane, and I just didn't want anyone to see it.
And when it was time to finally take off the mask, I didn't want to.
I thought it was so ugly. I was so self-conscious for a while, and I feel like those masks, that whole idea of COVID, it caused a lot of that for us now. But now you look at yourself and you're and now you're proud in your own body.
Do you remember any moments or specific posts on social media, maybe influencers, that have made you feel bad about yourself in the past and negatively compare yourself?
I remember this, not necessarily influencers, because I'm just okay, they're different and stuff like that, but it definitely was affected more in the summertime with my friends ending the year of sophomore year in the summer. I remember I was really just I would look at people in their bikini pictures and stuff stuff like that. And I don't like, I feel like I have a nice body, and I do, and I'm happy with my body. But back then I was just looking, I was like, why do I not look like that when I take a picture? And it's not even it's like, why do I not look like that in pictures? Like, you know, you may have a nice body and all of that,
but when you take the picture,
exactly, when you take the picture, you're just like, oh, like, why do I look like that, and stuff like that. And I feel like I was really affected by that for a good year, and I was very self-conscious and all of that. But I used to wear shirts and shorts at the pool and the beach.
That's true.
And in middle school, and then
that's true.
I started to open up, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start wearing a bikini, I'm gonna start looking cute, I'm gonna start, because I can't just cover up my body like that the rest of my life. And I feel very confident. I feel like it's a bit uncomfortable for a little bit. You're like, oh, like, I feel naked, I feel weird, but over time you start feeling a lot more confident in your body. So I feel like looking at Instagram, looking at what your friends post, and be like, oh, like, why do I not look like that? I feel like that really especially affected me in the summer. The summer was really my top moment.
And I think that, like, on social media, when people mock even the wearing, like, the shorts and the shirt in the pool, it's a little whatever. But if you want to wear that and you feel more comfortable in modest clothing, I know our other best friend, because we are kind of part of a trio, our other best friend is super modest, not super, but she is more modest, and she doesn't like wear more revealing clothing. Now, she is beautiful, she's gorgeous, but she just likes wearing more modest clothing, and that's okay. When I was younger, I liked wearing more modest clothing because I wasn't comfortable with more revealing clothing, but that's not necessarily, I didn't think I was hideous or ugly. I wasn't as confident as I am today. But there's nothing wrong with wearing things that you're more comfortable in, as long as you're not looking at somebody that's in a bikini and saying, oh, I can't wear that. Like, it's just, I don't choose to. That's fine too. So, how aware are you of the use of filters on social media, and do you think that knowing about these filters takes away from the negative effects, since you're like, okay, I know that this has a filter? Does it make you feel any better about yourself, or do you still compare yourself, like, negatively?
So back in freshman year, you would know this, I used to post all of my Instagram posts. I archived them, but all of them were with filters. I would cover my face with filters, beauty filters, because acne was like a big thing for me back then. So I would cover up my acne, use the beauty filter, and I do sometimes use the beauty filter on TikTok and sometimes on Snapchat, where they, like, kind of cover up all of the, like, disformities.
Yeah, like, I guess. Deformities. The blemishes.
The blemishes.
Deformities.
The pimples and things like that. That really, I feel like people can use that either in a negative or positive way. The filters definitely, like, boost my confidence and stuff like that. But at the same time, girls will, I guess, overuse the filters and will use that as the only way to identify themselves. Like, for the cause that I'm going to, they are posting pictures and getting to know you, and some people who only post pictures with them in filters and things that you don't really get to see that person. And I feel like that's what really, it becomes a negative aspect, is when people use those filters as the only way they identify as, and that's what really kills. Because I bet you they're a gorgeous person, but the filter covers it up. I don't really get to know that person.
But you don't see, like,
exactly. They're the biggest, you know. So I feel like there's a positive and a negative way that it can be used. So it depends how they use it. Yeah, like, if you use a filter just to blur your blemishes, even though it's good, it gives you confidence, like, you're also not doing well to a person that has acne. They're seeing that and they say, oh, my acne is a bad thing, my acne is something ugly. You know, people are still pretty even though they have acne. That's not something necessarily that's bad. And I also used to edit my pictures, and the main thing I would do, not only, like, take off little things of acne, but I used to think that I had, like, a wide figure. Like, I wasn't fat, but that I was wider. So I would, like, slim my entire body. And now I look back at it, and I also have an archive, and I'm like, that doesn't even look natural. That doesn't even look natural. And like, there's no reason to be doing that, because all you're doing, you're hurting yourself, because you're
putting yourself into this category where I'm ugly, I'm too big, I'm too small, I'm too fat, I'm too frail. So in that, and then you're also damaging the people that look like you, and they're saying, why can't I find more bodies on social media that look like mine? Why is mine classified as ugly?
Yeah.
So, do you think that influencers on social media and celebrities like have an obligation to promote their natural body? Because there are some people that are like bodybuilders who have an unrealistic body, and that's basically that's their job, is to have this unrealistic body. So in my opinion, like for them it's okay because that's what they're doing. But do you think celebrities or influencers, like maybe, I don't know, like Alex Earl or some fit model or something, have an obligation to not use filters, or can they promote their lifestyle?
Okay, so I was actually going to bring this up with the last question you said, but then I knew that this was... So Alex Earl, you brought up Alex Earl. So I remember I was just scrolling on the For You page, and I was a big fan. I still am. I love her, and I would look and I was like, wow, like everything is so perfect. Like, and one time a video came up on our For You page of her with no filter, no makeup, just plain her.
Oh yeah, and she has
she was like, guys, this isn't really who I am. I do use the beauty filter. This is who I really am. I want to show you guys that nothing is perfect on social media. Nothing is good. No one, the person you think is perfect isn't going to be the perfect thing, the perfect idea that you have of them.
No, super nice.
And I really, that gave me like I was like, wow, you know, someone so big who's growing such a big following, and her to just be open and show who she really is and say, guys, social media isn't the way you think it is. And I know a lot of young people, a lot of college students, a lot of high schoolers look at her and they look up to her. I remember she became famous junior senior year, and I remember especially the beginning of senior year, I really looked up to her. I really I always say, oh my god, I want to be Alex Earl and stuff like that, but it's because she's so real, she's so open about who she is. She also has a podcast. She's so open about it. She literally shows her life. She shows all of that. So I really appreciate that. And then there's other people who they may not have a perfect body, but they're proud of it. And that's something that that a lot of women really need to look up to, is even though people may not have the perfect body, they're still proud of their body, and that really helps other people. So I do think that influencers, they are influencers, they influence others, and I feel like certain influencers, they do have an impact on others, and if they do promote being proud of their body, I feel like other women would be more confident, but it's hard to find influencers like that. It is very hard to find influencers who
but they are becoming more common, but it is hard. It is. And I think it's important too, because people like Alex, or like you said, they do impact a ton of college students, a ton of high schoolers, but also middle school and even elementary students. When I go to work, I work in retail, I work at a mall. When I go to the Sephora, the majority of people there are probably under 14. They're probably under 14. And all of those people are watching Alex Earl. They're watching the Get Ready With Me's on TikTok. They're seeing like people post their trips, post bikini pictures. And literally an 8 or 9 year old could be comparing themselves with the body of a 24-year-old. And that hurts my feelings. I have a younger sister, and when I see my younger sister's friends or their friends' little sisters that are probably around 8 or 9 or 10, they all have phones, they all have social media, unrestricted, and what they do is they'll look at those things, berate themselves with them all day. And not only is that harmful to older girls, well, at least we can kind of think about it and talk to our friends about it and be a little bit more mature about it. It's happening to these literal children who are prepubescent and can't really talk much about it because they don't even realize how it's damaging them. So have you ever had an experience where like you've talked to somebody, you've talked to a friend, maybe me, or you've talked to a friend, or you've talked to a friend or a colleague or your family, if they helped you through this?
Yes, I talked to you a lot about it. I talked to our other friend in kind of the trio. I've talked to especially my aunt. Sometimes I would talk to her a little bit about it too. I talked to a couple other friends at school, and
sometimes those same people that you compare yourself to.
Exactly. And I would talk to them, and I'd be like, look, like there's moments where I'm not really confident in my skin or my body and stuff like that. And they taught me a lot to be proud of my body, to be confident in my body, because for women, there's people who have one of my other best friends, she has a gorgeous body, and sometimes she struggles. She's like, look, I don't really feel confident, and I push her. I'm like, look, you are gorgeous, you are beautiful, your body is perfect, stop comparing yourself to others. And she was the one who helped me a lot through when I struggled a lot. My hair, I wasn't proud of my hair, I wasn't proud of just a lot of things I just start comparing myself to, and everyone is just kind of becomes a support system. Your friends, they're not just your friends, they're your support system. They're who you look up to, they're who you who help you become who you are. And I feel like if I didn't have that support system, my family, my friends, all of that, I don't think I would be as confident as I am today. So
that's nice.
Yes.
Am I helpful?
Very. Yes.
You're too kind.
Yes.
All right, and last question.
All right.
What changes would you like to see on social media platforms, either from influencers or like the platform itself, to support mental health and comparison with body image?
Kind of bringing up the idea of others being more confident in influencers being more confident in their skin. I really feel like, I don't want to say like an organization, but maybe like a group of people to kind of come together, because they do a lot of different organizations on TikTok, things like that, like what's it called, like sponsorships and stuff like that. And I feel like they should have a corporation or a group of people to kind of talk to, bring in a large group of large influencers, boys and girls, not just girls, but boys too, and kind of show influencers and kind of teach them how to be more open about their body and things like that, because what they post on social media affects others online.
Influencers, obviously, if you're an influencer of something, maybe, I don't know, fishing, you're a fishing influencer, maybe you're not going to talk about body image, you know, not everybody is obligated to talk about it.
Yeah.
But definitely I feel like if you're somebody like Alex, or if you're somebody that's posting like lifestyle kind of content, and you're posting that you're at the gym and you're posing in all pictures, maybe encourage other influencers or you yourself, like, don't pose as much, don't post as many filtered things. If you know that a large demographic of the people that follow you are young women or young men, if you're a male influencer.
So like, be real, like, be yourself, be confident, and help others become confident with you. Because also it's like, people's lives change because of TikTok, like change with not just yourself, change with others, change with your viewers, change all of that.
And as an influencer, like, being an influencer is a job.
Yeah.
And when you're at your job, you have to know how to cater to your audience. If you're in a service job, if you're in a retail job like me, not that you used to work in the food industry, you have to learn how to cater to your demographic. And when you're an influencer, this, I feel like, is the only job where people, and I don't mean to bash them, but you need to learn how to do them well, because if you keep damaging people, that's going to create a toxic cycle where they're going to keep coming back and comparing themselves, Instead, we can make it positive, where they see it, they feel better about themselves, and maybe they feel encouraged to post something similar, or not even post, but just dress in a certain way and feel more comfortable in their real lives. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode with my best friend. Natalia.
I had a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for having me on your podcast. I loved it. I was kind of nervous when I started, but it really is something that is meaningful to me, the whole idea of body image. So I'm glad I was able to share with you guys some of my ideas.
Yeah. Hopefully this guest chair, because I'm still in my chair, guest chair won't stay empty very long.
Yes.
Although Natalie was a very, very good guest, a very honorable guest. We'll see who can live up to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys let me know what you think.
A little bit.
Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Message Mental Mix Podcast on Instagram, and we do have a bunch of exciting things coming up with potential merch.
Yes, I have been hearing a lot about it. So I can't say anything more. Gotta keep you guys on a cliffhanger.
Let me know what you guys want. We're thinking of... Actually, I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm not going to tell you guys. But stay tuned on Instagram for merch.
Yes.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.